Hey folks, Colton Woods here with Colton Woods Horsemanship, and the Hackamore is one of my absolute favorite pieces of tack for my personal horses, or if I'm encouraging somebody at a clinic to take their horsemanship to the new level. There's a lot of interest in the Hackamore right now, and I'm fully behind it. I absolutely love to use it. It's made me so much better with my horsemanship, my field timing and balance. And so in this video, we're gonna run through some groundwork exercises that I like to be able to do with my horses before I ever get on them with the Hackamore, and that I find that it's important to keep advancing throughout that. So one of the first exercises I like to do is to go through and ask my horse, hey, will you yield your hindquarters? I step to the side here just to kind of check in, make sure she's got the idea that I can step to the side, she's not creeping forward on me, and that she's yielding that inside hind foot. I like to make sure that I can step in, take a hold of this lead rope here, and ask her hindquarters to step over and them stay soft in the Hackamore. There, she stays nice and soft. I'll step in here, say, hey, can you, and if they get, see how she's just a little bit stuck, I'll just wait on her here, and there she starts to come. There you go. Fix my hanger here. There we go. Ask her again. Step around, or bend around. Looking for those ears to stay nice and level as she steps around. We'll let her lick and chew and hang on for a second. I might step down this other side, take a hold of the right rein. She kind of got tight there, that's okay. I just bumped her in the side with the stirrup to say, hey, you need to yield your hindquarters over. There you go. Might stop my feet, stop her feet, let her stay soft in the Hackamore. So I like to make sure that I've got control of the horse's hindquarters, or that I can influence the horse's hindquarters, that I can bump that stirrup and they understand to move away from that, that they can stay soft in the Hackamore as they move through. I like to be able to stand out in front of them, ask them to move off to the, or move around on a circle. This is why one reason I love a Hackamore is because I ideally have done a lot of this already in the halter, right? And so I could be able to back them up from a distance here, ask her to go the other way. So I've checked, I've got my hindquarters, I've checked my little half circle, I'm moving off on a circle exercise, so I know I can influence the shoulders there. I want to be able to step in here, take a hold of both reins, ask my horse to step back and back up softly. And so guys, basically that's a quick rundown on the groundwork exercises that I would like to be able to do with my horses in the Hackamore. And honestly, you guys probably noticed there are a lot of the same groundwork exercises I do in a halter. There's a little bit of modification with the snaffle, but they're the same exercises. Back up from the distance, back up from underneath the chin, ask for the hindquarters to yield, be able to yield the shoulders across. Guys, you're gonna ride these horses, right? We're putting a Hackamore on them. This is a green horse piece of equipment. There's this big elusive misconception on the East Coast that this is for advanced horses. I've started horses in Hackamores and advanced them to a very advanced state because it's meant to be a one-handed apparatus, right? You can teach a green horse with two hands, you can ride it with one hand, rope with the other, do garocha, whatever you want to do with your outside hand. That's what this piece of equipment is. I love it for that reason, because you can go from green and then you can keep advancing to where a horse can ride one-handed. But the stuff that I do with my horses before I go to get on them, I make sure that they're ready for it, that I can step in here and I can take a hold of them and ask those hindquarters, and they get soft in that. You're right. In a lot of our groundwork, sometimes we do that. What I started with was this, right? Well, that's good and well, you can do that on the ground, but you ain't going to do that on their back, right? No, you're going to pick up on this inside rein, and I'm going to step in here and say, hey, I'm going to put my leg on and say, hey, can you move your hindquarters over? They're going to feel physical contact, and they need to know how to stay soft in that physical contact, and they need to be understanding on how they're actually in control of what we're asking them to do, and they need to be understanding A lot of it's mindset, guys, with this groundwork, is that they're calm, they're relaxed, they understand what we're asking them to do. So there's a quick rundown on the groundwork exercise that I like to do in the Hackamore. Hope you guys found that helpful. Definitely send us a message if we can be of further help.